Ever wondered how casinos always seem to have the upper hand? It's not just a simple stroke of fortune, ladies and gentlemen. Behind the allure of the bright lights, the captivating music, the cheers of winners and the clinks of chips lies an intricate and skillfully engineered plan. This plan is not birthed from random chance, but from a meticulously crafted strategy designed with one primary objective in mind: to keep you, and eventually, to make sure you lose. Consider the ostentatious appeal and allure of the slot machines. These devices stand in the heart of the casino, akin to a lighthouse on a stormy night, offering a beacon of hope to those desperate for a quick windfall. They promise an enticing opportunity, a golden chance to turn a few measly coins into a veritable fortune. The possibility of that rags to riches story keeps players rooted to their seats, dropping coin after coin into the insatiable maw of the machine. But beneath the surface of the flashing lights, the hypnotic spinning of the reels, the exhilarating sound of coins dropping and the catchy jingles that fill the air, lies a darker, more sinister truth. This truth is hidden, masked by the dazzle and excitement, yet it governs every spin, every result, every hopeful bet placed by the starry-eyed gamblers. Each slot machine, regardless of its outward appeal or popularity, is carefully programmed to ensure that over time, it pays out less than it takes in. This isn't an accident or a glitch, it's an intentional design, a piece of the grand strategy. This truth might be hard to swallow for many. It's easier to believe in luck, in chance, in the possibility that the spin might just be the one that changes it all. But if you peel back the layers, if you look closer, you'll see that it's a mathematical certainty. The algorithms, the odds, the probabilities, they're all stacked against the player. In the short run, you may experience brief moments of victory, fleeting instances where it appears that you're beating the system. These moments are intoxicating, they fuel the hope, the belief that perhaps the house can be beaten. But it's a dangerous illusion, because in the long run, no matter how many times you play, regardless of the strategy you employ or the luck you believe to possess, over time, the house always wins. Or consider the case of the complimentary drinks. Now you might be wondering, why are we discussing beverages? Well, these drinks aren't just mere refreshments. They're quite the strategic move in the world of casinos and gaming. The offer of a free drink. It seems such a generous act, right? Picture this. You've been at the casino for a while, perhaps enjoying a game of poker or trying your luck at the slot machines. Suddenly, you're presented with a cocktail or a smooth whiskey, absolutely free of charge. The prospect of a refreshing drink, a reward for your time spent in the casino, is surely tempting. You accept and savor the liquid indulgence. But have you ever stopped to think about why these drinks are offered for free? It's not just a token of hospitality or a mere marketing strategy. There's a deeper, more cunning reason behind it. These free drinks, they're not as innocent as they seem. They have a hidden cost, an invisible price tag. They affect your mental faculties. Alcohol, as we know, impairs judgment. It reduces inhibitions, making you more likely to take risks, to throw caution to the wind. It dulls senses and makes you vulnerable to poor decisions. Decisions that, in the setting of a casino, could cost you significantly. It's not merely a drink, it's not just about quenching your thirst or enhancing your casino experience. It's a clever ploy, a subtle manipulation to keep you playing longer and inevitably losing more. Then there's the design of the casino floor itself. Have you ever paused to observe the intricate details? The flashy slot machines, the opulent carpeting, the dazzling lights, and the enticing music? But beyond all this glitz and glamour, have you ever noticed the stark absence of something as commonplace as clocks or windows? This isn't a coincidence or an oversight in design. This is a carefully calculated strategy, a psychological maneuver aimed at distracting you from the passing hours, making you lose track of time. The casinos don't want you to worry about time, to be aware of the hours trickling away as you sit hunched over a slot machine or a poker table. Think about it. Without any cues to indicate the passage of time, how easy is it to fall into the trap of just one more game? One game turns into two, two into three, and before you know it, the night has slipped away. The clever design of the casino floor ensures that your attention remains fixated on the games, the excitement, the possibility of just around the corner. You're meant to forget about the world outside, to throw caution to the wind, and just play. The longer you linger, the more you are drawn into the seductive world of gambling. The more absorbed you become in the game, the higher the chances of you losing. So remember, the longer you stay, the more you play, and the more you lose. And let's not forget about the psychological tricks. These clever tactics have been honed for decades and are strategically implemented to keep you immersed in the casino environment. From the minute you walk through the door, casinos begin to deploy a range of psychological tactics to influence your behavior and decision-making. First and foremost, notice the color of the carpet. It's not chosen at random or for aesthetic appeal alone. Rather, it's specifically selected to create a comfortable, inviting environment. Warm, rich colors often make people feel more at ease, encouraging them to stay longer. The scent in the air is a whole other ploy. Many casinos infuse their air with subtle, pleasant fragrances. This not only makes the environment pleasant, but certain scents can also stimulate the senses, creating excitement and euphoria. Some even believe that certain scents can increase your willingness to spend money. Casinos employ visual tricks too, such as the strategic layout and machines. The most profitable games are often placed in high-traffic areas, while the cashiers are situated in less accessible locations, making it just a bit harder to cash out and leave. But perhaps the most cunning trick is the use of chips and electronic credits. They're not just convenient alternatives to carrying around loads of cash. These transactions are carefully designed to create a mental dissociation between the act of betting and the reality of risking real money. By replacing cash with these tokens, you're more likely to forget the true value of what you're wagering. Even the chips and electronic credits are a ruse, designed to make you forget that you're playing with real money. But perhaps the most insidious tactic of all is the illusion of control. This deceptive technique is most evident in games like blackjack and poker, which cunningly give you the impression that they are games of skill. That you can, with your intelligence and strategic planning, manipulate the outcome. This fallacy is particularly potent because it appeals to our innate human desire for mastery and control. After all, who doesn't want to believe that they are the master of their fate, the captain of their soul? Who doesn't want to think that, with enough practice, they can, indeed, beat the house? But this is where the casinos have you. They have carefully crafted this illusion, this mirage of control, to keep you playing, to keep you spending. They know that the more you believe you can influence the outcome, the more you will play, the more you will wager. They expertly use the psychological principle of perceived control. This principle states that people are more likely to engage in a behavior if they believe they have control over it. In the context of gambling, this means that if you believe you can influence the outcome of a game, you are more likely to play it. Such is the power of this illusion of control. Yet this couldn't be further from the truth. The reality is far harsher and more sinister. The sobering truth is that regardless of how skilled you may think you are, the odds are always stacked against you. These are just a few examples of how casinos manipulate gamblers. You may think you are stepping into a world of glamour and excitement, but it's essential to understand the underlying mechanisms at play. Casinos aren't in the business of making you wealthy. Instead, they exist to increase their wealth, particularly at your expense. They utilize a range of techniques to ensure that the odds are ever in their favor. Consider the glitzy interiors, the vibrant lights, and the compelling sounds of these establishments. Every element, every detail, is meticulously designed to create an environment that encourages you to stay, play, and most importantly, spend. The atmosphere in a casino is carefully curated to induce a sense of escapism, enticing you to forget about the outside world and the passage of time. Moreover, casinos employ psychological tactics to manipulate players. The lack of clocks and windows in these establishments isn't a design oversight, it's a strategic move to disrupt your sense of time. Free drinks and complimentary services are provided not out of sheer generosity, but to lower your inhibitions and encourage you to play longer. Casinos know that the longer you stay, the more likely you are to lose. However, this information isn't meant to discourage you, but to arm you. Knowledge, as they say, is power. Now that you're aware of these tactics, you can approach the situation with a clearer understanding and a sharper mind. You can make informed decisions, evaluate your risks, and determine your own boundaries. That being said, the thrill game shouldn't be entirely dismissed. The energy, the suspense, the possibility of a jackpot, these are elements that add a certain magic to the experience. Casinos can indeed provide entertainment and enjoyment, but this should not obscure the cold, hard facts. It's crucial to play smart, play responsibly, and be conscious of the fact that, in the end, the house always has an advantage. So the next time you step into a casino, remember these insights. The glitz and glamour may be enchanting, but don't let it blind you. Don't just be another player who rolls the dice without understanding the game. Be a player who knows the game inside out and plays it wisely, with strategy and caution. The next time you step into a casino, don't just roll the dice, know the game and play it wisely.